Hi everybody, Ian Bremmer here, and you have your world in 60 seconds. You thought that you had another day off from the world blowing up around you, but no, we're starting 2020 with a bang. So your questions right here. Number one, who was Qassem Soleimani and why did the U.S. target him? Well, he's the most important military leader in Iran, the architect of their proxy warfare and terrorist network across the region, which made him one of the most important antagonists of the United States. He specifically was targeted because of his involvement in ordering attacks against an American base in Iraq, led to the injury of U.S. soldiers and the killing of one U.S. military contractor. The fact that he was killed is a major escalation in the confrontation between the U.S. and Iran that's been going on really since the U.S. withdrew from the Iranian nuclear deal. Second, how will Iran respond, and what does this mean for Trump? Well, I mean, Iran has said that they're going to respond in kind, but in kind would mean that the Iranians were going to attack, Secretary of Defense Esper or Pompeo or Pence, and they're not going to do that because that would basically lead to the end of the Iranian regime. They're aware of the power asymmetries and what the United States has done to Iran and what they would. They will need to escalate, and that escalation probably involves targets of American facilities inside Iraq. But the problem is that it also means that Iranian proxies who had been controlled by this guy, Soleimani, aren't anymore. And so their level of autonomy, which always mattered, will suddenly become greater. So the potential for accidents is really real. Look, I do not believe the U.S. is today at war with Iran, but the potential for this to escalate in a meaningful way has, of course, gotten a lot higher. Final point here is I'd say Trump is not wagging the dog. If Trump had been looking for an excuse to go to war against Iran, he had ample numbers of them, with the big drones that have been taken down, with the tankers that have been bombed and have been captured, and especially when they hit Saudi Arabia's major oil facility, took 50% of Saudi oil off the markets. But for Trump and his administration, attacking Americans and the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad were red lines. That led to this behavior. Certainly created more deterrence, certainly created more understanding from Iran of what they can and can't do without the Americans responding. Hopefully, that's a bit of a silver lining in what otherwise is a very dangerous environment in the Middle East. See you guys next week.